Welcome back to the part 2 of restoring my dad's triple box wagon. My buddy Randy came over and we've got the wagon off the hay rack and we have that up in the big machine shed for now. And for those that don't, I got my flooring done for the triple box. There's 4 sideboards that are all glued and biscuit joint together and sanded. The other 4 are in the shop already, and its temperature took a change up here. On Monday it was 75 degrees, and this morning it was 31. And for the glue to work better, I'm got to have warmer temperatures than what's out here right now. It's 37 out here, so I moved 4 of those boards into the wood shop earlier. I said it's such a tight fit in there, but for the glue to work, because what I'll be doing now is putting these cleats on the end of each end of the boards like this. And then the end gate will go in between here. So for right now, I'm gonna glue them all in. And I've got carriage bolts coming this afternoon. And then I can put 3 carriage bolts in here. So I've got to do that on all the sideboards. So I'll take a few boards, and I got a stack of them right there. Have my clamps all ready to go. So I suppose just get after it, I suppose. Get you set up over here. What's wrong with it? There we go. See what I'm doing. Take the coat off. Blowing about 30 miles an hour outside today. It's quite the temperature change. We had 2 inches of snow last night, early this morning. I need another board to go between these, so I got room for my clamps. I'll stay down here. There. Got my glue bottle. Got the baby wipes, clamps, boards. This will come right up to the edge of these. Filled up my little glue bottle again. There we go. I think I'll get by just by smushing it around a little bit. Nope. Misplaced my little glue stick. Oh, here it is. One in the middle. There we go. Get her all smushed around. Get these clamped down. Wipe a little bit of excess out of there. Don't know if there's any on the back side. Oh yeah. Throw another bigger clamp in the middle. Now let's squeeze out a little bit more. There we go. Those two are done. Have to back off the glue just a little bit. Got a little carried away on that last one. Had a little bit of waste on her. And I start tearing the original box apart. I'm gonna take the chainsaw to it and cut all the wood around all those metal brackets and stuff, and make a nice little fire out of the wood, the rest of the wagon, and throw it right in there. And the fire can get the wood off the iron brackets, plus it'll help free the rust up on it. So kill two birds with one stone that way. There, a little bit there. These little 6-inch clamps really work nice for smaller little projects. There. Then we'll do another one. And it's the other end of the sideboards. this end. Oh, come on. Come down just a smidgy. There we go. Wipe my squeeze out off. A couple more bigger clamps in the middle. More squeeze out. There we go. We're gaining. There, I got, that'd be 1/4 done as far as the outer board like this. As far as putting the cleats on total, I'm about 1/8 done. There's 6 sideboards, and you'll get another one like this, with this kind of a spacing in between it. Not totally tight, but no, we didn't get glue in there. Something like that. So I'll turn you guys off for now, and I'll go down at that end and do a few more till I run out of clamps, and let them dry good and or dry well, and then take these clamps off and run some stove bolts into them. I'll let you go for now. I've got my second set of cleats on. Kind of hard to clamp that far in, so what I did is I glued the back side of this board, held it down tight, and I put 2 brad nails on each end, and I let it dry. Now I made me a, another jig, so I can put that up here. That way all these holes are drilled the same distance and in the center of the cleat boards, and to make sure it doesn't move, clamp it down, then I drill it, and keep my drill bit clean so it doesn't splinter out the back as bad. Bring it a little closer. Make sure that's all nice and flush on each side. Clamp it down. Nice. And my drill fell off the bench here a little while ago and hit my blade, or my drill bit. But I got it straightened out pretty good, and then I ran it through my drill doctor and sharpened the bit up a little bit more. So now I'll turn it over. This one splintered out a little bit, not bad. Go down the other end and do that quick too while I got that. There. Grab the bolts. Turn it over. I'm using galvanized washers and nuts and bolts. Found a piece of old batten board that's a little wider than the standard for my spacer in between here, and then my end gates are going to be this thick. Gives me a little leeway, especially if I get a little paint on it. Don't want them too snug. Hopefully it's loose enough. There, my impact screwdriver. There. Now we'll go down to this end and do the same. Don't have much room back at this end. I see I forgot to sand this side of the board. So I have to, when I get out the other part, I'll have to use the palm sander and the belt sander. There's a bolt up here yet. Let's put that over here so we don't spill all the nuts. Sorry about the banging. Part of the video. Sorry. There we go. Haven't decided if I'm going to cut these bolts off or not. Be a lot of hacksawing. So I don't know. Haven't decided. Suppose if I get bored I might. That'll use a air grinder and with a cutoff wheel and do it too. So now I'm going to take this, put it out on the bench out there and put this side up, or this side down I mean, and this side up. That way the cleats on the other board won't be bothering. Might have put a spacer between it, but then I got to sand the other side of this one yet. I forgot. Well, I've got the 6 end gates all put together. I did change these to put them a little more on edge instead of laying in here flat. It takes a 7/16 hole to go through here if it was on flatwise, and that wouldn't leave very much wood, and it's not going to bother anything. This way the hole will be a lot more wood left over. Some of these boards were kind of warping a little bit too, so I took a lot of glue and screws and everything to get them to flatten out in some big clamps. But they dried nice and now they're nice and straight. But yeah, each one of them has to have like a 1/2-inch hole through here for the rods to go across. So, and then the bottom one on the back doesn't need that, a rod through there, because that's got to flex in order to open up. So out here painting it. So when it dries, it'll be a flat color. Hopefully it matches pretty close to what it should be. Time will tell, I guess. But for 60 bucks a gallon, that's the color it's going to be. I'll get back to painting some more. Well, I finished painting these 6 end gates. Took a little bit. And once it dries, I think that's going to be a really good match from all the pictures I could see. And a little bit of the color on the one brace on the wagon. So yeah. little blob. Now it's time to go wash the brush out. I could paint some sideboards out in the other part, but it's a little bit too cool. Turn this light on over here. It's probably about 43 degrees out, so a little bit too cool to paint all these boards. That and the deck for the flooring for the wagon and that seed corn box. So that'll have to wait till next week sometime, because it's supposed to be up in the mid 60s, lower 70s next week, Wednesday all the way through the weekend. Well, there's what's left of the bottom part of the box off the triple box. I cut all the metal work off of it and the whole front end off where the end gate in the step was. There's a bracket there, there, and there, plus what's on the front end. So, gotta get the wood split off of these and off of this stuff in here, and then see if I can get all those big nuts to turn. Some of them are turning, which is surprising me. Here's a washer. So I soaked them down with thrust penetrating oil there about 3 or 4 days ago. So yeah. Now the rest of this can get burnt, which won't take long. It's pretty rotten. Well, 4 hours later, I have the brackets all cleaned and painted up. High gloss black. Had them painted more of a flat black. Then that was all I could find. I see I got a couple little skips here. I gotta go get the can and paint that. Then I found a can of high gloss black way in the back of the shelf. So I repainted them all. And then I got the 4 end gate rods painted too. So lots of pieces to clean. Take about 3.5 hours or 3 hours to get them all cleaned up good, and then to paint them, and had to tear the front part of the wagon apart, about the front 6 inches on the bottom end gate and all that. Had to get that all separated. So yeah, I'm gaining. I'm out here painting the sideboards for that triple box wagon now. Got 2 sets of sawhorses set up. I have 3 of them painted now. 3 more to go. So take a couple minutes to do a little recording. Not very interesting in watching me paint, so I suppose I could set the camera up after a bit and do a little painting. But I did get the old sideboards all tore apart. Got them cut up. Saved all the metal that I needed off of it. Which are these little angle irons right here. They get nailed on the bottom of the sideboards, and this lip goes to the inside. So it goes like this on the underside of the sideboard, like that. I'm missing one, and then I've got the top of the sideboard. Those straps are all down here. They all got to get cleaned up too and painted, but they go on the top of all the sideboards, kind of like this end gate board here. That's missing part of it. So I'm gaining. Hopefully by 2 o'clock I'll have the 3 sideboards painted, plus the top deck of the wagon painted here. I'll have to shut the door when I start painting this because I got the one cat from the shop likes to come in here and climb on stuff all the time. Got cat tracks all over the top of them tractors. So I have to shut the door before I start painting this. I'll let you go for now. Well, I managed to get 4 sideboards painted on one side. Did 2 of them up here in the taller sawhorses. Then I got the other sawhorses over there. Painted the 2 center ones. Went and ate lunch. Came back and 2 that were up on the taller sawhorses here. They were dry enough so I could handle them. So I put them over there on the short sawhorses and put the 2 up here then, so I don't have to bend over so far. When you're about 6'2", you really don't like to bend over quite that far. Especially when you had a birthday yesterday, turned 69. So I'll get the painting. Get them bolt heads or nuts all covered up really good with paint. Ziggle it around a little bit like that. Hear the old rooster outside a crowing away. Yeah, forgot to let them out till a little while ago. But yeah, I didn't let them out till about 12:30. Forgot all about them. Had my wagon project on my mind, I guess. Do this far edge right away so I can catch up on this side later. So I go up there quite a ways. And I don't have to do this side till a little bit later, so I don't have to worry about leaning into it and getting it all over my pants. On this longer board, a guy probably could use a roller, but I feel if you literally brush it on and brush it into the wood a little harder like that, it gets a little bit better penetration than just rolling it over the top. For me, rolling is mainly for like sheetrock. There we go. Now run the move. You guys let me know when you can't see me no more, and I'll move the camera. Now you say I'm getting out of view? Okay, I better turn you a little bit. There. There we go. Did a pretty good job of biscuit joining these two boards together. After you painted most of it, you can't see where the seam is, but once in a while you can. I have the door shut now because that great cat likes to jump on stuff all the time. So I faked him out, asked him if he wanted to go to the shop, and he come running out and hurry up and shut the door. Don't know if I developed having him trust issues now or not. Poor cat. He knows me. He's 13 years old. He knows I'm a jokester. Well, if you don't know me by now, he oughta. Yeah, just the other day he turned 13 years old. A couple of minutes ago he was outside the door wanting to get back in. Told him no and he shut up and went away. Don't need it tipping off of there. Man, I can't play my radio in here. I got LED bulbs. So you turn the radio on. Turn the lights off. Turn the lights on. It's the electromagnetics that impulses that the LED lights make. For a long time I was wondering why my radio quit working in the shop. Well, that radio always had work until I switched everything over to LED bulbs and never put two and two together until about a week ago. So my wife ended up getting me one of those little Bluetooth speakers that I could hook up to my cell phone for out here. She gave that to me yesterday for my birthday, so that was kind of nice of her. But if I got the door shut now, then that radio station don't want to come in as good either on my cell phone. So I just paint in silence. Slow down a bit. Well, I'm gonna let you go pretty soon because I'm gonna have to spin around and nobody wants to look at me from the backside, so I'm gonna shut the camera off for now and get over, turn around so I can paint better. There. Well, I've got the tongue back on. Had to straighten the rod out. Looks pretty good now. Got a bolt in here where that rivet was broke off. Have that slid out so that the lines up with this. This one I had to slide out too to line up with that on both ends. Well, all four corners I had to bring them out more. So that when it's up here, it's probably could come out a little more, but that's as far as these slots are right here. And then I got a plate on the bottom down there. And then I started on redoing this back bolster. I cut out the width of a 2x4. Ended up being just a little more, so I got that in the shop and I'm working on that. Got my square hole in the new one, and so basically got to tear the other one apart and bring it over here and assemble it over here again. The other side's pretty good shape, so I'm not going to worry about it. So get this done. Then I think I'm going to grab some linseed oil and go ahead and get this all linseed oiled up good. When I bought it back in August of 2007, I power washed it, left it out in the hot sun for quite a few days, dried it out good, and I think I put at least three coats of boiled linseed oil on it. The serial number on this is number 96. And if it's a Keller wagon, like I think it is, I'm about 95% sure, they were made from 1908 till 1913 down in Joplin, Missouri. So, yeah. kind of getting excited about putting it all back together.